Aloha, good morning. Welcome back to another garden tour. So this morning we have a day in the garden, an actual day in the garden. I'm going to be taking him around today, doing a few jobs. I saved, oh sorry, I saved everything for this morning because one, I've been busy, and two, I have a day off today so I can spend time in the garden, which I've been looking forward to. There is one prevalent job, that is the caterpillars. They've infested two kale plants, so I need to get them off. And the rest of the plants just need sprucing up. You can hear the birds. Beautiful. The sun is shining and it's just such a beautiful day. So let's get some work done. Just on my way to show you the caterpillars. Look at that osteospermum. I'm telling you, I never realized how beautiful flowers could be. I mean, obviously, I know, but growing flowers is just a whole new experience. Because what do you mean this is in my backyard? Like, what is this? The blue ones are still getting over me deadheading them, but these, I can't even express how beautiful they are. They're just beyond gorgeous. So if you look, most of the kale plants are looking okay. I haven't been here to harvest in a few weeks. The ones at the front are very much okay and healthy. These ones though, you can see the caterpillars everywhere. Ones at the back, some on that one there, some there, some there, and then this one is just like their food. It's just gone to town, but I can still rescue the plants. I might let this one go. I might just let this one go because it's too far gone at this point. There are some more leaves in the middle, but I think we have more than enough kale back here to sacrifice this plant. So that's what I'm going to do. Then I'll pick the ones off the rest and actually, yeah, have a look around the rest as well and see if they're in there. Today I'm planning on sowing some Swiss chard and whatever else I want to sow for the winter, but this kale plant needs to go. So I came in to brew some coffee, but I decided to have a look through the winter seeds as well. So I've got this big tub of seeds. I've got extra things in here like irrigation that hubby got me. And I've decided to bring out a few seeds that I think I would like to sow. So we've got some that I can't sow because they're saying sowing time is up until June. We're in August. So I can't sow those, like collard greens. We've got the Chinese cabbage, which is still July. I could try and sow them, but I just don't want to risk it. There's no need to pressure myself to sow. This perilla is a kind of leaf that they use in Korean food, and that is until May, so that's gone. Well, not gone, but I can't sow it. The radish I can sow all the way up to September, so that's going in. They look like this. Then I can use them like daikon radish. And there's bok choy, which I need to double check if I can sow it at this time, but I do know that it's winters well, so that's good. And spring onions, of course. So some spring onions. The purple sprout and broccoli I've already sown, so that's fine. There's more daikon radish here, so I might sow some. I won't sow daikon because I don't have tubs that are big enough to hold them, or containers that are big enough. I want them to get very long, but I don't have that, so I won't sow daikon. Swiss chard, definitely. The turnip, nope, I've missed my window for that. So I'm just going to sow 4 things. The remainder, I'll just leave it as that until next year. There's no rush, there's no pressure. Just going to leave it. And I also can't find my secateurs. I think I may have left them at my friend's place when I went there last time. but I can't see them anywhere in my house. So I don't have them, so I can't cut down the currant bushes like I wanted to. So that gives me more time to sow as well. So let me make my coffee and then go and tackle some caterpillars and then get to sowing. I'm just showing off this little bit of sourdough that I made. It looks so good, honestly. It's a present as well. So I'm gonna leave it to cool down and let me take it to the garden. Okay, so I've got my coffee. Round tea. I've got my coffee. I've got my seeds. So let me get to taking these caterpillars off and clearing the garden, and I'll show you around. I've got my garden bin, so the plant is going in here. Any other caterpillars are going in. Then I'm just going to throw it in my green waste as well. Actually, lots of so many. I need to inspect every plant one by one. I've already taken a break to have some coffee. I've put my hair back as well. Oh, just broken the clip. That's the thing, when you've got lots of beautiful hair, you need to find specialized clips to actually hold everything in. Cheers. It shouldn't take me too long to do the caterpillar job, but my battery is running low. So what I'll do is I will get the caterpillars removed, sort out the kale area, then I'll go and charge my phone, then come back out in about an hour or two just to film the rest of the garden. This is the beauty of urban gardening. There are lots of animals, lots of people, and it's just part of it. It makes it fun, in my opinion. Oh, this was a quick break, but I want to finish the coffee. I don't want it to get cold. That is a hornet. That has to be a hornet. It doesn't look like a bee. Well, it looks like a bee, but it's not black and white. It looks brown. From here, brown and yellow. I think that's a hornet. I think so. It's flying away. I'm definitely going to sit in this garden today. Definitely. Get everything sorted. And I'll sit out here to edit. And then, yeah, I'm going about my day. I love it. Days off are the best. Coffee is officially done. Time to get back to it. So instead of filming myself doing the same thing over and over and over again, I decided to go and charge my phone, get going with the caterpillars, and then hopefully by then, after I finished, the phone should have been charged a little bit and I can take you around the garden, because that makes more sense than just videoing me doing the same thing over and over and over again. And I can also sit down on the chair, bring the plants one by one to me and get them sorted. So let me fully enjoy my day in the garden and take my time. Miss this. I really miss this. Okay, let me put you on charge and I'll bring you back out later. Okay, so I'm back. The phone has charged a little bit, so I just want to show you what I've done today. And I am so proud of myself because it took about an hour to get this job done, just to pick the caterpillars off the kale. And I took my time with it because I didn't want to rush the process. This is my time to enjoy the garden, to have fun, and to just soak in the sounds of the birds, the cool breeze, just to enjoy the garden. So I didn't rush. Before I show you the harvest, let me show you what the eggs look like. So this is a kale leaf, and the caterpillar eggs, or the butterfly eggs, are just these yellow things. I don't know if you can see that. Let me show you. See these yellow eggs back here? They're the butterfly eggs. So the butterfly will lay the eggs at the back of the kale. Usually I find them at the back, and what will happen is that they will grow, and then they will just grow and just start eating the leaf as sustenance, which is very clever. Very, very clever. God designed them in such a way that they're not stupid, they know what they're doing. So I applaud them. It's just, if we want to eat the kale too, we need to find a balance. So let me show you how much kale I've harvested from 14 plants, because I threw one away. This is just for the family. All this kale is just a couple of stalks from each plant, or 3 at most from each plant. There's no caterpillars on them, but to be extra safe, I am going to soak them in salt water, and any other animals will just fall off the salt water. I'll leave them soaking for about an hour or 2, and then I'll come back, and what I'll most likely do, cut the stems off for stir fry, blanch the leaves, and store them in the fridge or freezer. So today has turned into a preserving day. I didn't expect it to turn into a preserving day, but it has. That's completely fine with me, because I cannot let all this goodness go to waste. And one of my goals, as you already know, is to grow more greens. And I feel I've achieved that this year, because we didn't have any greens last year for ourselves, save for the chard, which we barely ate. So now we have an abundant, I mean, look at this. And this is just the ones, these are just the ones for us. Let me show you the ones that I've harvested for friends and family. Let me just show you that one. All this is for friends and family. Just look at the abundance, just from 14 kale plants in pots. To me, it's just magnificent. And there's obviously way more to come, because kale can tolerate the winter, so it will just keep growing and growing and growing throughout winter. But look, all these from 14 kale plants, taking up less than, I'll say, like 3 square feet, not even that. All of this food, healthy, chlorophyll rich, nutritious greens, all of this. So I am so thrilled about this. I am going to put them inside, like I said, and then come back out, finish off the rest of the garden, keep my phone on charge again, and then I need to go out and buy some bags to preserve all of this, because we don't have enough. But look, what a harvest. My gosh, so happy with that. And before I go, I also harvested some spinach, and what I realized is that they don't have a lot of pest issues. This is the perpetual spinach, and they were right next to the kale, but I can't see any pest issues on them. Maybe because the butterflies prefer the kale and the broccoli, because there are pests on those. caterpillars on those, but the spinach is completely fine. So I will be sowing some more perpetual spinach. I wasn't going to, but I will be, simply because no pest pressure and extra greens. So let's get sowing. Let's get tidying and then sowing. Just about to take the harvest in, and I wanted to show you what the kale and the spinach looks like. So this is them. Oh, I need to go and rub the fertilizer in on that one, the fish blood and bone. So this is them decaterpillared, harvested and fertilized, and they're just going to go undercover again and watered, and they will just continue to grow for us. They're looking so fresh. So here they are. This is some Himalayan pink salt in here. Add a bit more. That's enough. Because we're going to start tasting salty otherwise. It's most likely going to taste salty now, but I won't leave them in there for too long. And this is going to be filled to the brim. And I'll add first the kale that I'm giving to others, and then it'll be the kale for us. So I've just grabbed the whole bunch and just going to, I like to do this with kale, any kind of greens really. And then just soak them like so in the salt water for about half an hour, because it's quite salty, so I don't want the salt to penetrate in case people want to use it for like smoothies, etc. So half an hour will do. I've just opened the door and there's a bit of a chill, so I'm going to go in and put some longer leggings on and also my fleece, just so I can work out here comfortably. So whilst I was making my tea, I have made a very impromptu but necessary decision, and that is, let me stand back here, to harvest the beetroots. Yes, I'll harvest the beetroot today. They might get bigger. Should I do that today? Now I'm rethinking my decision, only because there are some pots where I can put the purple sprouts and broccoli into for them to get bigger. I've got some soil, and the beetroots, they do look like they're putting on size. I'm just thinking I'll have a look at them first, but now that I'm in the garden and I'm getting things done, I want to try and get as much done today as possible, because I know the week that is coming there's going to be lots of rain, and I don't want to not get things done in the garden, because the season will bypass us very quickly. Then it'll get cold, then I don't want to be out here. So whilst I have the time today, I'm thinking of just getting as much done as possible. But I'll check the beetroots now and see if they're worth doing now, or if I can wait for maybe another week. Why would I wait another week though? They're not going to get that much bigger by then. Let me check them out. Let me check them out first. So this is what they're looking like. This singular beet has put on significant size. It's looking really good. The rest that were bundled together are just I'm going to take them out, because they're just kind of growing, but they haven't like exploded because I haven't really fed them, and they've completely outgrown the pot. You can see all the roots coming out there. So I might remove them and put them, oh, I know what to do. I am going to remove them, but I'm going to put them behind the tomatoes, or under the tomatoes when I remove the basil. That is it. So this is a plan for later on today, not for now. And then once I do that, I can then go in and transplant the surviving purple sprout and broccoli into the other big pots where the beetroots were individually. Let's see. Look at the caterpillar. The cheek of it. I know it's just trying to eat, pardon me. I need to use my gloves for that because it's stuck on. And there's someone here. I don't think there's any on here, but I'm going to move them. This spinach has also bolted, so it'll be very bitter. So at least we've got some leaves and we've got a free pot. The kohlrabi is coming on. They're refusing to die, which I love. So I might just feed them and leave them in there to see what they do. This has turned into a tour, so I might as well just take you around this part. Let's take you around. So the majority of the blueberries have been removed. I had my family friend, or she's our cousin, let's say. She is our cousin. We're so close. So had her children come in just a couple of days ago and pulled out all the ripe blueberries. So we only have a couple left, which I'm going to leave for the birds. The currant bushes are losing their leaves. There are a few currants on there. So this netting is now leaving this position and going to that side. Full coverage for the kale, purple sprouts and broccoli, and the other seedlings of spinach, and the other seedlings that I am planning to plant today. So that is the plan. And this is what this area is looking like. I am going to check out the blueberries as well because they are going to go soon. Probably tomorrow. They might leave the house. Ooh, I'll have to wait and see. I'll double check with my friend, but most likely tomorrow they'll be gone. And if they are going tomorrow, I will take some feed and feed them, and then they can live in their garden with the feed as well. So I'll keep you updated on that one. If they're here next week, then they're here. If they're not, then they're not. So that's the point they're at right now. That's where they're at. But yeah, this is one last look at the garden before I get to tidying. These plants. Try and preserve as much of the soil in here as I can. Okay. Those roots for all these plants. And harvest the bigger leaves. There's seriously no pests on here, which to me is baffling. Like, how are they decimating the kale and they're not touching the spinach? This one was a little bit stuck together, so maybe something's laid its eggs in there. Can't see any visible eggs, but I'm not going to try that. And in fact, I'm going to keep the rest of the spinach, because even though it is bolted, even if it's bitter, I don't mind it. Why? Because I can see some seeds as well. I can use it for Asian food, Asian stir fries. So this is what's going into the bin. Gone. Okay. Got another mini harvest there. And these are going into the bin. Well, they were. Perfect. So whilst I finish with the blueberries, I am going to put my phone on charge, and then I'll bring it out here. When the job is done, I'll show you around again, and then we'll move on to the other side of the garden, and also probably go to the raspberries later on, because I do need to go out, like I said, buy some it's not Tupperware, just like plastic bags, basically, the zip seal bags for the kale. And then I will also get some secateurs for the currants and the raspberries. So let me put you back on charge and then come back out here and finish the jobs. Just finished washing, and you see there's only one caterpillar. It's completely dead because of all the salt water, and only a few debris. So I am going to rinse this out. There's some tiny baby ones as well. They all died. Then I shook out the leaves. So I'm going to keep them whole, and then advise my friends and family when they receive it to also wash it again with salt water and make sure to like rinse it before they chop it, because this is the first round and I've done really well. I've picked out a lot. So yeah, I've done really well. Just one that was hiding and it's gone, dead now. So I'm going to rinse this and then go on to the batch for hours, for us, should I say. This is what everything is looking like in the middle of filming. I've just started working on the blueberries. So I basically brought them out and you see how this is vaguely standing upright. That's what I want. I want the bush to harden, like the actual wood to harden upright. So that's what that's doing there. However, these ones are just splaying everywhere. So before the wood hardens, my plan is to strap them onto the bamboo very loosely, just so that they just grow straight. That's the plan. As I'm doing this, I'm just thinking, if they are going tomorrow, then this is a waste of my time, because when I go to their place, I would still need to tie them again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop what I'm doing basically, because it's a waste of my time. What I'll do instead is I'll tidy the area and get them ready to go. That's more productive. So let me stop what I'm doing, because I will need to undo everything, then redo it, so it doesn't make sense. It's a good job I remembered that. And what I'll do is I'll keep the bamboo. Keep the bamboo ready for them so that we have them to hand. I'm going to keep it to the side for now. So the blueberries, now all I need to do is just tie the in between here. So any spiders, any big weeds can come out. And then give it a good brush. I'll give it more of a brush later on anyway. This is just the interim. And this is also why whenever I say I'll do a job in the garden, it doesn't get done, because it takes me a whole day. I take my time and I enjoy myself. So this is why I finally have a day to do this. And though it's my day off, this is restful for me. So that's why I'm here. So now it's time to sort out this bit again. Second time this morning. Made the chair, have some tea. And then, how do I want this? Okay. Look at the sweat. Sweating. But now that the kale is done and undercover, just temporarily, I now need to sort out this tomato and aubergine area, just so that I can move the beetroot to where the tomatoes are. So let's do that. But as always, before I do that, I want to show you what's going on. And it might be better for me to pull out some of the plants, just so you can get a proper look as to what's happening in this section. This That's the reason why I had to pull the plants out, because things have happened that I didn't even know about. So this tiny pepper bush has produced so many plants. There's one there, 2, 3, 4. I've already harvested 3 from it, and it's made this huge pepper. These 2 big bell peppers, so big that they've actually broken the stem. They've broken the stem. So this needs to go. But without pulling it out, I wouldn't have known these were back there. And that is a huge, they're 2 big peppers actually. And it must have broken recently because the leaves are still looking green and luscious. But it's as big as my hand. It's amazing. And now that I've removed this, there's still more. There are still more peppers on there. So if I fertilize it, they should also get big and gorgeous. But let me take you around. Let me put this bad boy down. This hefty beast. Wow, I can't believe I made a pepper that big. It's great. So let's continue with the tour. I moved the lemon yellow pepper plant just here. It's really ready to release the flowers. Don't know if we'll do anything this year though, but let's wait and see. Some of the leaves fell off whilst I adjusted the branches as well to make it straighter. So by adjusting the branches, the plant will grow straight so that you have more of an upright plant as opposed to one that's just falling everywhere. It will also make the branches stronger. And you saw that one that was just growing from here, it fell and broke. But the straighter they are, the more strength they have basically. Or if they're falling to the side, at least they can be, if they're protected, then that's fine as well. Wow, with this sun coming out, can I work in the garden? Oh yeah, I know what I need to do. I need to take the socks off because it is actually quite warm, and I've got fleece leggings on too, so socks are off. I'm so happy I started on that side of the garden because now that the sun is out, I can be on this cooler side before it comes all the way back around and faces me here. So I'm happy. Let me show you. So this other pepper plant has already started ripening. Can you see there? And another spot of red on here. So I know, oh, there's a spider in there, just there. I know we're going to get all these peppers, and if they don't even ripen to red, there's this dish called ayamashi. It's a Nigerian dish. I'll be able to use all these peppers for ayamashi as well. And this plant, I don't know if I've even mentioned it, but this plant is actually from a shop bought pepper from Aldi. You know the long pointed bell peppers that they sell? This is where I got the seeds from. Last year they produced 1 or 2. This year they're in abundance, and when we cut the plants back, further years to come, they will just keep growing and growing and growing. So yes, I'm so happy with this. The growth is astounding. Moving on to the ananas tomato, it's officially about 1 inch away from the top of the trellis, and it's growing so well. We did have the first one to ripen actually cracked, as you can tell, because we had so much rain. So what I'll do at the end of this tour is harvest that one because I didn't want there to be pests going inside. Sorry, let me show you properly. So I'll harvest that one and just leave the rest to ripen. There are more flowers that have been pollinated as well, so we might get some more tomatoes, but I wouldn't hold out hope because she might be okay because we're still in August. We're like the 3rd week of August, so if all is well, we should have some more tomatoes coming out and ripening before the end of September. Welcome to the jar. No, copyright. So these tomato plants have just exploded. I mean, you can't see them properly because I need to come and trellis and also remove some leaves, but look at the cherries at the back there. We have lots of leaves going on there. leafage. Got some more cherries over this side. We have some more flowers coming. More cherry tomatoes back there. So they have set fruit. They still have lots of flowers on them still, and they are growing very well. It's just, I don't think they'll make it to the top of the trellis before the season ends. I did put them in quite late, so they didn't have time to really take off, but that's fine. Next year is a different story. So we have cherries. That looks like it'll be a truss, which would be so beautiful. So yeah, all the tomato plants have tomatoes on them. Woohoo! And I just need to come in. Look at this one, a very big truss. A truss is one set of tomatoes on like one truss. So if they're all on one thing, that's called a truss. So that's why I keep saying truss. T-R-U-S-S. There we go. Flowers are there, they're setting fruit, so I'm happy with that. This will also be a big truss when it comes out. The cucumber, we've still got some cucumbers on there. Just saw a white butterfly. Still has some cucumbers on there, so it survived, which is amazing. I feel like I need to cut it from there and then just wrap it back around, but it is finding its way across this trellis, which I think is amazing. I will help it along a little bit so we can harvest the last 3 or 4 cucumbers. I don't know, it might bring out more, but whichever cucumbers we get, we will have that for the rest of this year, which I'm excited about. The aubergines are getting huge. They were big before, but they're huge now, and they have started to drop the flowers. So this is the aubergine. This little flower here will be the aubergine. There's loads more there. So every plant at least has one. Look at that. Look at the cheek of that. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to go. Every plant has at least one. This one's still a bit small, but still has a flower there. And all I can smell, guys, is just basil. Basil everywhere. All the ones at the back are still quite healthy, so I don't know if pulling them out is the right thing. I might pull them out and replant them towards the front, especially in the gaps where the aubergine leaves have not covered, because look, the ones at the back are free, they're growing big. The ones at the front, because of the shading of the aubergine leaves, they haven't got that big, so I might just move them forward. There are some plants that are resisting though, like this one is growing huge, but this looks like a flower forming, so I will come in, and I'm doing all of this today as well. I'll just clear the heads of basil that look like they're going to flower or going to seed, and then that's what I'll use for the pesto. And there are lots of empty spaces as well where the poached eggplants just weren't taken care of, basically. Not didn't make it because they were fine until I stopped taking care of them. But yeah, they will be removed, and I'll probably put the beetroot in those spaces. So yeah, there's still a lot of work to be done. Look at this huge plant with lots of flowers coming. There's still lots of work to be done, but I am happy to do it. Got my sun cream on, so I'm just going to be out here doing all this work and then getting the garden ready and set for late summer. Basking in sweat. But it's so nice to be out here. I've put sun cream on, like I said, and I actually do want to be out here in the sun today, so I'm going to soak it all. I'm going to feel the heat. Might change back to my shorts because this is boiling, and then just, yeah, have fun. I might make myself a lemonade, like a mocktail, so that'd be nice. I'm excited just to be out here all day today. This is what my soul needed, and I'm so grateful to God that I can do this. What a privilege to be out in the sun with all the worries and cares at God's feet, and just peace. Just peace. It's so nice. So let me change into my shorts and come back out here. I've got more sun cream on, so my face is covered, my body is covered, so I'm just going to go out there and just spend time in the sun and enjoy. Look at that. I don't know if you can see. Look at that. Charging my phone still, so I'll bring you out as and when. But I'm getting out there now, finally. So I've just brought a couple of pots over and I was able to remove these from there. So now, because I've removed the basil and the poached eggplants, I could put the beetroots in here. I'm just going to show you the first of many. So I've put the beets at the back there, under the tomatoes, put some basil in here. Then I've just had an idea to use some twine to keep the aubergines upright against the back on that trellis. I've also pulled some tomato leaves off. This one can also go, just so there's airflow at the back. And basically, I'm basically going to repeat that all the way down. Also taking the harvest in because the sun is out now, and as you can tell, the spinach is wilting. So let's take that inside. Kale is still soaking. I am going to leave this one in here for a little bit because I don't mind if it gets salty. I am using it for stew anyway, so don't mind at all. This is what the garden currently looks like. I am working against the sun at this moment in time and still got all those beetroot to repot. And after that, I'll show you the finished look, and then I'll also show you the very back and also the front. So let me get to it and I'll show you the results. While taking the phone back in, I have already started to repot or put some soil in here for the strawberries, because these guys have already set roots, fruits, and they're ready to be cut off from the main plant and have their own space in here. So in the end, we will have 3 strawberry pots and 1 big mama as well. I'm very excited. As the shoveled sun cream has gone, but I'm still making headway. The sun has gone down behind the clouds, well, gone behind the clouds, and I've done a lot of work. I'm actually so proud of myself. When I show you the garden, you won't believe what's happened. But I still have more to go, so I'll show you a quick interim tour and then I'll finish off. I'm nearly done. So I am going to give you an overview just for now, and then when I finish, I'll go in depth with you. So close. Ta-da! I had to go in and wash my face because I was feeling so sweaty and clammy. So I've washed my face. I've put on some SPF as well. I'm just going to rub it in, and I've got to the stage for planting. Well, I need to mix the soil first and then I can start planting. So I'll show you that and also show you the rest of the garden. The journey has started to transplant the purple sprouts and broccoli into bigger pots. I've just got the soil from all of those ones that are now empty. And when I also transplant the other seedlings, voila, I put them in the brown pots just here. As they get bigger, I'll then move them into these green pots. This is what the garden's looking like. A quick overview. As always, I'm back in my favorite corner in the shade. The last bit of shade that is left in this garden to transplant and sow very quickly. Then I will show you the back, and I'm thinking of coming back out here later on to show you the plants themselves. No, I'll come back out. No, I'll show you the plants. let me finish what I'm doing, then I'll come and show you the plants, and then I'll show you the back, the front, then I'll go out and get what I need to get, come back home and relax. My timeline to relax inside, because I've been relaxing out here, is 3. So 3 o'clock I'll go inside, eat some good food, watch some shows and just chill. And yeah, that's my plan. I'm excited. So let me finish out here, show you around. Covered, like literally made it worse. But let me do that and then yeah, get on with my Saturday. So I've just put some of the seeds in. I've got the spring onion, perpetual spinach, also got the lamb's lettuce and Swiss chard. I've decided to put the radish into those pots over there, only because they're long and they will have enough roots, you know, enough space to go down, which is amazing. And the bok choy, instead of just sowing them like this, I've decided to put them in here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'll sow them in here, keep them in this container hopefully, and we should have bok choy to eat as well when the autumn and winter comes. So I'm excited to do that. So let me get on, do that, then I'll show you the garden. It's about to finish off with the radish and the weather has turned. So let me finish off, show you what I've done. Sweep, go around and then do all that before it starts raining, because it's going to rain. This is the radish. As you can tell, it took the longest and I left it till last because I do need to arrange it like that so that when it grows I don't need to touch it. It can just grow down. And whatever was remaining, I've just sprinkled at the back of this aubergine. And no, I sprinkled the bok choy at the back and the radish in the front. So whatever grows for me, that's what I'm going to pull out and try and plant it somewhere else. I'm going to use the soil from here to just top the radish because it's very loose and light, and we still have 2 of these empty for anything else that I want to plant. So let me finish doing that, sweep all of this to the corner, and then show you around. Ta-da! I am officially finished and the garden looks amazing. So different and amazing. So let me show you all the new things that have happened. First of all, the hosta does not belong there, obviously. Once I get the secateurs, I'm going to cut this off and give this plant to one of my friends. So the hosta is not living there. I'm going to go around this way in the garden because I feel like that's what makes more sense. You've already seen a lot of the other side with the kale, so let me take you around this way. And this part took the most work, so I'm excited for that as well. I'm excited to show you. So starting off here, we've got some newly planted goodies. Got the icicle radish, so I've just shown you that as well. I've covered it with some loose soil, so that should start germinating. Yeah, it should start germinating like 2 or 3 weeks, and I can give it up to 10 weeks for the radish to actually form. And because the pot is quite deep, that's going to grow all the way down until I'm ready to harvest it basically. And I think that's a good length. It'll just keep going and going and going. Oh, the sun is back out, perfect. And here we've got bok choy. So I've put 2 in each hole and 3 in a couple seedling, well, seeds that is. So that's going to now continue to grow, and I will thin them out. Once I see this one that is stronger, thin them out, and most likely repot the seeds that I thin out into different pots. So we've got more bok choy in the winter. And the plan for the bok choy and also the onions that I've planted here and the spinach and also the Swiss chard is to replace all the tomatoes, aubergines, basil with those winter veggies. So these pots are going to be recreated for winter, basically, which I'm so excited for. I haven't grown in these pots throughout winter before, so it'll be my first time doing that in the few years that I've been gardening. And to see all the colors of the Swiss chard, the pak choi, the onions, and to still be able to harvest in the cold whilst not actively working in the garden is going to be amazing. So let me show you the overview whilst the sun is out. Back into it. So what I've done here is I have mainly pruned the tomatoes. I've pruned most of the lower leaves. I'm actually thinking to just squeeze back in and prune these ones because they're not really needed. Oh, thank you, plant, for bearing with me. So I've just pruned these ones off because they're not really needed over there. Let me just put them in my bin. Also, look how much space I've created. I've created so much more space. I love it. So, as you've just seen, I've pruned the tomatoes back. The peppers, I've put them in such a place, well, I've put them in a position that they'll get more sunlight, and hopefully that's what will lead them to ripen. The lemon pepper I've moved over here because it was shading out some of the basil on that side. The other peppers, don't know how much growth they're going to put on. This one is looking good, but definitely it won't be enough growth for them to actually ripen, well, put on fruit and then ripen this year. But I'm fine with that. The only reason being is I know how to overwinter them now, so I can potentially take them inside, overwinter them, and then bring them outside next year. So I'm looking forward to that. The rest of the tomatoes, the basil and the aubergine have been spruced up, and let me show you exactly what I did. I moved the beetroot to the very back to give it some shade and also hopefully allow the bulbs to get a bit bigger. So that's something that I'm experimenting with, and I'm proud of that because as the aubergine gets bigger, it is giving some shade over there. Oh, I've just seen a flower that wants to come out as well, just there. And the basil that was at the back with the tomatoes, I have now moved forward to be with the aubergines, just so that they have more light. So I've done that all the way down, except for the 3 basil at the very back there, because they're looking so good. And I didn't have any more beetroot to transplant back there anyway. And some of the aubergines were quite tall and just leaning forward. So I've turned the pots around and I have put some string to the tomato trellis and just held the aubergines up. I will do the same to this one perhaps, but it's still feeling quite sturdy. And the ones at the bottom, but the taller ones definitely needed it because they were just draping or drooping this way. So I'm happy I've done that. I've also trimmed a lot of the leaves, the lower leaves from the aubergine, just so that, I don't want to trim this one because it's a flower coming, but just so that the plants puts more energy into flowering as opposed to flowering and setting fruit as opposed to into the big leaves. So that's something that I need to focus on. I need to start feeding it, maybe with potassium. I need to get my NPK straight in my head. Nitrogen is for leaves, phosphorus is for roots, I believe, and potassium is for flowers. But I need to get that in my head because I always seem to confuse myself. And I think I only confuse myself because I tell myself it's confusing, but it's really not. So I need to figure that out, learn that. What I've also done, oh, this was a tomato sucker. Oh, look. White butterfly. Is it going to enter? It's going to enter. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no, it's going to enter. You see? Oh, nearly. I caught it right at the edge there, so it couldn't enter. Oh, they're trying. They can see the kale, they can smell it, and they're trying to enter. Not a chance. Okay, back to what I was saying. What was I saying? Yes. So the tomato sucker, I put it in here. It has stood up straight. So I feel like it's trying to grow, but it definitely won't do anything this year for us. So I'm not even going to bother. I could try overwintering it to see if it works, but I'm not holding out any hope for that. I've also moved the strawberries here. So this was the pots with the 3 strawberries. They are still producing flowers and setting fruit, which I think is amazing. I've also tidied them up. So all the ones that, like the older branches like this, I have removed most of them. I think I missed this one. So anything that we've harvested from, I have pruned back. This is the one with the 2, and this one matured a bit later. We have fruit set and ripening. I'm just going to put that in there because I don't want it to be on the floor. And this as well. And I think hopefully more fruits will come, but I don't think so. Nevertheless, we still have some here that are yet to ripen, and 2 or 3 there as well. And then what I've also done is the 3 suckers that we got from Mama, the big strawberry plants over there, I have repotted into these 3 liners. It's just missing some straw, but once it gets straw, it will grow and bush out and be identical to these guys. And in my opinion, the last 3 there need a bigger pot. However, this is what I can manage for now. So I'm not going to force myself to do something else. This is what I can do. And I'm happy with what I can do, so that is it. So the strawberry, Big Mama is still here. She's still going strong. Not dead yet. I did try and pull some of her flowers off, but I've missed a couple. And all in all, the plants are looking so good. I'm so happy with all that I've done today, all my hard work. I can see the results and it's amazing. There we go. So that's the new patch over there. Everything is growing, accessible, and just a little bit different. I am curious to see what the beetroots do, because now they have access to more fertilizer. And what I'll be doing as well is I've got a little bit of the tomato food left. I've just put them in, so I'm not going to fertilize them today. I have watered them in though. I'll give it until maybe, let's say, next week Wednesday, and seeing, depending on how wet it is, I will fertilize them either with the tomato food or the fish blood and bone, like I did to the kale and the big tomato and peppers. So let's see what happens there. Just realized I did not fertilize the lemon pepper. I need to remember to do that. But the rest are happy as they are. So those 2 the long ones at the back, I will fertilize with fish blood and bone or tomato food. Not sure which one just yet, but not today because everything's just been replanted. I don't want to shock them. How beautiful does that look? Another update is the courgette. So I have pulled off all the mildew leaves and I have started training them to be vertical. You can do this with squash. And if I'm being honest with you, I wasn't sure if the courgettes will make it, but they have made it. They are putting on lots of babies. Even on this side as well, that one's already grown. I hand pollinated that one. So we are going to have courgettes just growing, 2 courgette trees basically. And I like the way I've done it upright because I can see what's going on. It'll be easier to hand pollinate. It's just easy to get to this section now. Before I was limited, but now I can actually get here. And the back there is empty. This side is also empty. So I am going to be careful. I had to go back in because I thought I saw a flash of lightning, but I checked my video, I didn't. So God has got me. By God's grace, I'm protected. Okay, so let's keep going. So this is just a bin. Nothing in there. The buddleia has already flowered. I just remembered I said I'll deadhead these and see if they flower again. It's too late now, but it's okay. It's fine. Well, anyway, the one I did deadhead doesn't look like it had any more flowers, but I feel like if I did it to them all, they could. But that is definitely not a job for today. If I start that, I'll try and finish it, and it's not a job for today. Okay. The rhubarb is still very much infested, but it's not hurting me, it's not hurting the plants. It's probably hurting the plants, but it's not a big deal because we've harvested from them. Wow, this needs to be trellised. So I've just let it go and do its thing. The raspberries, so all this side I didn't get to do today because I don't have my secateurs, so it will have to be for next week's vlog. I'll come in, cut everything that needs to be cut. All the raspberries are being cut down, and I'll add some more compost into those pots so that they're ready for next summer. But they all need to go. This section is the one section I didn't get to today, and it's fine because what I did do looks amazing. Ba-bam. So I've removed the netting from the currants and the blueberries just so that the birds can come in and finish off what's there. So they'll come in, they'll be munching away, and once the branches or everything's been cleared down, the blueberries are most likely going to their new home, so will the currants. But I want to trim these currants this year. Ever since they've been in, I haven't actually pruned them back, and I want to do that for next year so that they have more fruits, they're more abundant, and they just grow so well. So that's something new to learn this year. I'm excited for that. Just see what happens. Da 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 da. Oh, they look so, not naked, but bare. They look so bare. I've harvested so much kale today that I just feel so blessed to have harvested that much. And there's still lots coming. In about a week's time, there'll be a fresh flush of leaves to harvest, which is amazing. Coming down here, I have repotted the purple sprouting broccoli. We had 7 in the end, so that's 7 there, and I will be checking these every single day. It'll be my first stop because the netting is very close to them, so the butterfly may just lay their eggs on them, and then the eggs will start growing and start munching. So I need to be very careful with those 7, and they will be the pinnacles of that back area. So the purple sprouting broccoli in 7 of them, and then the rest will have, and even in the ones with the purple sprouting broccoli, the rest they will all have I'm trying to discuss my future plans. They will all have the spring onions, the the spring onions, the lamb's lettuce, chard, everything. So can't wait to see how that looks. I'm excited. But they need to survive first. That's the first point. They need to survive, and I'll do my best to make sure they do. The osteospermum looking glorious as always. There's more that's trying to come. I feel like once these starts to shrivel like this, I'll come and deadhead them again, and they should produce more flowers for us. Oh, how pretty. So pretty. Same on this side as well. I feel like this is trying to get huge and then bring out more buds, because look, I did snip them and it's just gotten so much bigger, which I'm not mad at. I love that so much. I've moved the herbs here as well because I am probably going to come in and just chop them all down. I will get to put in the parsley inside the kale at some point. I still haven't done that. I'm deciding if I want to now, but I'll think about it. But the herbs will now be here. I'll come and cut them down like I said, and maybe not dry them, but blend them or put them in oil so I can have a herb oil for the winter. And then I've got the 4 seedlings just here. 1 basil that I tried to rescue, I've just put here. And this plant that is still a mystery to us. I don't know what that is, guys. I don't think you guys do. If you do, leave it in the comments down below. I thought it was echinacea, but it's not doing much, so I'm gonna leave that there to do its thing. Let's now go out to the very back garden to see what's growing, what's been harvested, what's died back. Ta-da! Let me show you around. Wowee! Hello, hello, back garden. Let's start with the things that I've harvested. So as you already know, oh my goodness, the cherry is gone. The cherry has fallen off. What happened? Did that break? Oh gosh. It's okay, Rice, just go for it. Just go for it. I don't want any spiders on me. I'm just gonna pull. I just need to go for it. Come on, come on. Ah, stinging nettle. I've got it, I've got it, I've got it. I've got the cherry. I've got the cherry, and I've been stung by a stinging nettle. Oh my gosh. This is not easy. This garden life is not easy. Literally, my arm. Ah, oh wait. I was so focused on the spiders that I forgot about the stinging nettle. But it's okay. I'm alive. That's what matters. Ooh wee. Oh wee. Oh wee. Hold on. So I didn't even realize that the camera was like that. Sorry guys. At least I found the cherry. Look at my fingers, so dirty. I've been in soil all morning. It's okay, I'm going to have a shower soon. But my goodness guys. Wow, okay. I slapped my arm, it seems better. So the pears have all been harvested. So the plant is just putting its strength into the roots. The crab apples have also been harvested, and the other day I caught some birds out here trying to get the last of them, so that's fine. I've just found the cherry, which it seems soft. I am going to try it actually. Oh, it seems very juicy, so I am going to try that. So we've got the cherry. I feel like it's broken. Why do I feel like it's broken? It's really broken. I think it's broken. Is it broken? No, that's just how I pruned it. Okay, it's fine. Oh, okay. I don't know if it's the grape that pulled it down or what. That's the grapevine just there. Either way, I've still got the 1 cherry. I've got the garden lion coming out to say hello. And the figs. Figs are growing bigger by the week. These will be ready for next year, so I am so happy about that. I'm going to keep this plant here because if we transplant them or transport them, there's a huge chance that they could actually break off. So better be safe than sorry. Got the other fig just here, still hasn't produced anything. So I'm going to leave it and see what will happen. But oh my gosh, look at this. The mock orange is still growing green and beautiful. Most of it's died back, but it's fine. Jenny is looking amazing, and she is really trying to climb. I wasn't able to trellis her, but I really need to now. But I will do that with, double check with my friend first if she wants her, and then if she does, I will do that at their place. If she doesn't, then I will probably speak to the local park and see what they need, or if they want her. Okay, so grape-wise, everything is growing strong. This one is very long at the back there, and when I went to the RHS, I saw the way they were growing their grapes, and it's basically one long vine, and the grapes just grow from that. So that's what I've also done. I'm going to leave that. The actual grapes are still here. Oh, this one seems very soft. Let me see if I can just grab it without disturbing the rest. Okay, this one seems soft. I'll try that on camera as well. And there are some here. Oh look, this one is split with the rain. But they are actually soft. I'm able to squish them and they're soft. I'm happy with that. The rest of the grapevines didn't produce this year. It was just the plants in the middle. So I am stoked with that. Time to try these two. Let me rub this on my body. And because they went in the pots, I'm not so worried about it. It makes me so upset that it's so good and I can't get them to grow. And I've only grown one. But it's so good. It's a sunburst cherry. Look at inside. Ah. It's not fair. That's not fair. That is so good. It's tart as well. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I will just, yeah. There's always another way. Always another time. Figure out what's wrong with that cherry. Try and fix it and see if we'll produce for the future. But for now, let's try the grape. Sour. But juicy and it's got seeds. So that is a plus. I will leave the rest on there. I won't take them off. And just see if they do ripen anymore, if they do get any sweeter. I doubt it, but we can always wait and see. So I'm done with outside now. I'm gonna go back inside and then get ready. And on my way out, I'll show you the front garden. Thank you so much. I don't know how long this video is going to be because I've been out here for a good 7 hours. So I don't know. It might have to be a 2-part video. We'll have to wait and see. See you on the outside. About to leave, then I remembered I've not filmed out here, so let me give it a quick tour. I'm not going to do too much out here because nothing has really changed. So we've got the figs, we've got the mock oranges and the mahonia, rhododendrons, lots of horsetails still. And yeah, everything's much the same. We do have our one squash. I think that's all we're going to get this year. It's still looking great. The green stalk hasn't really shriveled, so I'm going to leave it in there until it does. And yeah, that's it for the front. Not a lot to update you guys on because not a lot has changed. Once all the rain goes down, most likely a week or two's time, I'll come and remove the horsetail, and that should be it for this year. I realize that if I'm not careful and if I weed every week, the weeds just think, oh wow, spring clean, let's go back. So what I've been doing is intentional weeding mixed with a bit of laziness because I just let it grow. It gets to a point where it does look very messy, then I have to do something about it, but right now it's just on the edge of messy. So I will do something about it, but not today. Just about to head out, come back in, watch some shows, relax, and yeah, enjoy my evening, my day off. Oh, it's been such a glorious morning, such a beautiful morning. I've really enjoyed myself in the garden. I feel like I have come 2 or 3 months ahead of myself, which is so good because as the garden is set now, all that needs to be done is to cut the plants that need to be pruned, and that's it. That's it. I'm so happy. I've done so much. And I've also found my secateurs, so I don't need to buy those. So I'm just going to buy the Ziploc bags that I need to pack the kale for my friends and family and come back and do that. What a beautiful day. Have a blessed week, guys. Thank you so much for everything that you've done for my channel. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for always reaching out to me as well. I have really enjoyed this journey, and I know that we're going to grow as a community, and I'm just grateful to God for that. Thank you so much. If you want to see what I did with the kale or how I packed it, do follow my Instagram. It's green leaves, black roots, and I'll leave a link in the description down below. Take care. Thank you so much. God bless.